Hi, it's Shane from LePage Plant Healthcare, and just out walking around my yard. It's still winter, still lots of snow on the ground, but mid-March, spring is coming, and I can't wait. This is actually the time of year to be thinking about doing most of the pruning on your trees and shrubs for most species. Things are warming up, still have cool nights, but this is a time when it's very good for your trees. So I'm going to give you examples of some of the things that I will be pruning in the next couple of weeks. So first off, things like crabapples and apple trees, which are extremely common on the prairies, and also some of the hardiest trees we grow here. So, this is the time when I'd be looking at doing some structural pruning, some light pruning on trees like that. Plum trees, any of the fruit trees, pretty much. And there's an apple that's growing along the side of my garage, what I call an organic espalier. Doesn't have any formal ties or anything, but I'm growing it sort of in 2 dimensions along the garage. So this is a good time for pruning something like that. Sometimes I'll prune things like that in the fall if they're kind of in the way. See, I have a camper van here and another one of these apples growing along the garage. So, I prune this one in the fall just to keep the branches from interfering with the walkway in my van. Let's go take a look around the house for some other things that might be useful. So that's northern pin oak. Doesn't need a lot of pruning, but now is the time. Lilacs get a lot of suckering growth at the base, and some of it might not be attractive or wanted, so now's a good time for pruning lilacs. I've got this really nice long hydrangea hedge. There's about 16 plants in here, I think, 4 different varieties of hydrangea. And I normally prune these actually in the fall, but this is a great time to do it as well. So they're looking pretty ragged and shaggy, and actually I prune them down so they kind of look like a framework, like you do with a rose. And there's some ones that are finished right there, and there's some messy ones that have lots of work to do. And an apple tree that I'm doing something completely different with. So one of the things you wouldn't want to prune right now are things like maples and birches. Now, that's a silver maple, or silver queen maple rather, which is not doing particularly well. But we don't prune maples in the winter because they'll tend to bleed in the spring when the sap starts flowing, which doesn't necessarily harm the tree, but it's kind of unsightly. And also elm trees. We want to get those elm trees pruned before the end of March. We only have between start of October and the end of March to prune these things, and we do it in the winter to prevent the spread of Dutch elm disease. So that's just an example of some of the plants that I would be pruning at this time of year. So there you have it, winter pruning. Now's the time to get it done.